up to questions.
Clark, after you watched film, what were some things that you saw that you liked and you didn't like that you didn't catch live?
Well, yeah, I think that the story of the game is the turnovers, right? So that coming out of that, I liked the competitive spirit we started with. I thought there were sparks on all three phases. I thought the fourth down stand there early was a chance to grab some early momentum. We weren't able to do that. On the subsequent possession, we're moving out of the knockout zone there, and I think doing an effective job. And I think in that third down sequence, punt's not a bad play for us. Thought the defense was playing well, but you had this unraveling in that moment where we throw a pick six and then turn around and go 3 and out, turn around and it's a one-play touchdown, and then another fumble that leads to the second score there early in the second quarter. So it's just, we have to be a team that can step into those moments where we're it's an abnormal approach. Hey, things are not going our way, so the next group that's on the field goes out on the field with the intention of swinging things our way. And I think that's a mindset, it's an attitude. That's what winning teams do. And so for us, the learning from that sequence and that early stalling out is just that we have to take control, and we have to be a team that can exert our will in that moment to tip the game back in our favor. I thought the defense held the line heading into halftime. We had a number of possessions there that we were able to hold Wake Forest out of the end zone, and that gave us a shot coming out in the second half. And then we didn't start well enough to really put a dent in the score. And there were some individual performances that were good. There were some flashes of play again in all three phases that I thought were representative of who we want to be, but we're not at a program yet that can inflict the damage that we inflicted on ourselves and come out of it.
Clark, I see Devin Lee is listed on this week's depth chart. Is he expected to be back this week?
He is, and that's exciting. Now, again, understanding that he's coming off a long-term injury, so availability and load and how he goes through the week will go a long way in dictating how much he plays on Saturday, if he can play on Saturday. But the expectation is that he's going to be available, and I know he's excited. I'm excited. It's been a long road for him, and whatever he gets this weekend, we'll celebrate and build on it from there.
I imagine you're pretty familiar with NIU. What are your impressions of the team they had this year, as well as Rocky Lombardi, who's having a good season and had a good season last year too?
Yeah, he's good. They're a good team. This is a program that has really been at the top of the MAC conference for a long time. They've won over 70% of their home games in the last 20 years. This weekend for them will be a 10-year celebration of their Orange Bowl team. It's a program that has gone to bowl games 11 of the last 14 seasons, and 2 of those 3 years where they weren't in bowls were a part of Coach Hammock's rebuilding. I mean, he's been, I think I really admire the job he's done. They were 5-7 in 19, 0-6 in 20 in the COVID year, but I believe they were the youngest team in the FBS that season. They come back in 21 and go 9-5 and win the MAC. I mean, that's an impressive turnaround. He's done it, by building culture. You can tell in the way they play. They have identity. They're tough. They're physical in offense, physical in defense. The quarterback is a playmaker, and I think it starts with the run game for them, and that loosens his ability to make plays on the perimeter, throwing the ball. And it's a team that showed character last week, rallying from 24-7 behind to build a lead in the fourth quarter. So I mean, you put all those things together, this is a really good football team and a really good football program that we're going to go play on the road, and we're going to have to obviously be at our best. And that's been the message to the team this week. I mean, a year ago, this group, Northern Illinois, opened the season at Georgia Tech with a win, and they've beaten 8 Power 5 teams since 2009. So all of these things are indicators to us that this is a team that is going to it's prideful, it's a great program, and it's a team that we're going to have to go on the road and again be at our best to have a chance to play at our highest level. They are certainly going to make it difficult on us.
You guys won at Hawaii obviously earlier in the year, won at Colorado State last year, had some really good performances on the road at Ole Miss and South Carolina. Does that give you confidence to go up on the road this week?
Every game is a unique experience. The Hawaii game, we had a long time to prepare for that, and we were on site for a week, and what was abnormal became normal for us. We kind of created our rhythms there. We enjoyed the win at Colorado State a year ago, but that's long faded in our past. I mean, this is about this team where it currently is. Trying to bounce back from a game where we didn't perform at our level, and we were competing against a good team. We got to show maturity to quickly get past that, taking the learning with us, and go on the road and be road warriors. And we got to find that grit that it takes to go on the road and play to our identity. And I'm excited to do it. I'm excited to get back on the road with these guys and to see how they respond to what was a tough game for us last week.
Are you planning to have Mike start against Northern Illinois?
Yeah, it's still Mike. Listen, he's had a number of really special performances for us this season, and he knows. And I say this, and I've said this before: it's an earn it every day mindset for each position we play. So, that's all a part of the build of this program. But I'm excited for Mike to come up this week and to get dialed into what Northern Illinois presents, the challenges, and where he can be better, and we can be better as an offense moving forward. Because the play of the quarterback is obviously something that takes a lot of scrutiny, but we look at that and say, where in design can we be better, and where can we be helpful to him in his performance.
Are you planning to get AJ into the game, or do you want to go with just one quarterback ideally?
I think it's hard to play two quarterbacks. I don't think that's I think that's a formula that we want to deploy as a strategy. Like I don't think that that's the best thing to do. You want players in game to be able to play through mistakes and to be able to find rhythm. And to me, it's just it's best when there's a commitment to one person doing that.
Some of the freshmen who got in a little bit more, or I think for the first time with Taha and Bradley Mann, and also some others who played more. What did you think of them against Wake?
I thought they handled themselves well. I mean, when you play freshmen, it's not going to be perfect, and you got to, freshman players have to learn through their mistakes. But I thought there were flashes, and I'm excited to see those guys go after more, because I think the cool thing about having a young team and having freshmen as involved as they are for us to this point is you can almost draw a line of progress through the season, saying you're going to see as they accumulate exposure and accumulate reps, you're going to see their game change. And I also say that and know too that freshmen in their first fall semester, taking on the season, that's there's going to come a point in time where they hit that wall where we need to be great as a staff and as a program to pull them through and to make sure that they're staying on that line of progress, because it is a lot, and one of the joys of college coaching is to watch as what feels like you're drinking out of a fire hose early in your career. You just learn to manage your schedule, manage your time, and to attack the things that are most important. And you just see the game settle as all those external things settle too. So I'm excited for them. I thought they represented themselves well. I'm anxious for them to get more and to keep growing.
Cam Patterson and Jeremy Lucian had pretty good games against Wake Forest. Are you anticipating for them to start to get into the rotation more? And what did you see from them on Saturday?
Both bring competitive spirit. Obviously, both bring age and experience. I think they've I think Kane made the tackle there on the goal line, and really did a great job. I was when I was celebrating with him on the sideline, it was the first time that I've been fearful of a headbutt. And so I had to kind of make sure I kept my distance because he didn't have his helmet on. And neither of us are good enough looking to take on that damage. Yeah, I think Kane's still got to clean up his game. I see opportunities for him to expand his role, but I also see him as new in the systems and still learning. And so I think there's more for him out there, both in terms of increasing rep count, but also in terms of, making more plays because he's executing the defense at a high level. And those are subtle things, but those are things that we're focused on with him because we know he's a good player. And again, he is totally representative of what this program's about in terms of his intensity and work ethic. Jeremy, I thought really represented himself well, and coming out of a game where he didn't play as much, I thought he was excited to get out there and showed that level of compete. He's done it, in his career, and so we're gonna use him as much as we can to put the defense in the best position to win.
You've got at center Xavier listed in an OR with Julian Hernandez. What's the likelihood you can play Julian this week? And I don't see him listed Xavier at right guard. Is that a case where is he going to go back there when Julian gets healthy, or how does that work?
Well, I was hopeful for Julian a week ago, and we started working him back in. He wasn't responding quite to the level that we needed him to be out there and feel confident and comfortable playing. So he's further along this week, and my expectation is that he'll be available in some capacity. We got to work through. Thought today went well. We got to work through tomorrow and Thursday to kind of gauge what that capacity will be. Obviously, with Julian back, you get the flexibility to move X. I think to do that requires a confidence in Julian's ability to sustain through the game. But I think Coach Blazek's done a nice job rotating those guys in general, and so he's constantly looking at how to get the best five on the field. And it's for Xavier, it's no sweat to move back to guard. That's not a problem for him. It's just a matter of is Julian able to perform at a level that allows us to unlock X.
Are Quincy and Rocko making progress? I know you said on the radio that Quincy had a setback, sort of.
Yeah.
Re-aggravated it. What does their status look like?
Yeah, Quincy's a little up in the air. Rocco's making progress, but Rocco's a little more day to day, and I'm hopeful for him. And yet, we went through last week and we felt like he was close, but just wasn't quite at the level where he felt comfortable and we felt comfortable putting him out there. So again, it's he's been reintroduced. He's leveled up in terms of his load. We're just kind of monitoring how he's responding and hopeful that he'll be out there with us Saturday, but also feel like that it's just a matter of time for him.
How can you guys get more out of your wide receivers?
Well, I think part of that, I think the question centers on, how do we get more out of the offense? I think what's happened over the last, really 6 quarters has been kind of the shrinking of that box and the need to get the ball out and on the perimeter more. And so, again, I think that's both in design, but I also think that's in the execution of the design too. And so, we have playmakers out there, and we want to make sure they have the ball in their hands and they're getting their touches and really just playing within the rhythm of the game, And so, we have the ability to design that in the offense and to design the shots. I thought we had shots on Saturday when both quarterbacks were playing, and we weren't able to protect. And so we can't miss on an opportunity to get the ball up in the air over the top of the defense because we can't hold up in protection. And so all those become focal points for us this week. I think it's a good question, and obviously something that we're seeing also in our assessment of where we are offensively.
How do you balance that shrinking box with your run first identity?
Well, it's about having the counter punches to get the box to expand a little bit, right? It's in running the ball doesn't mean that you're always running it out of a zone read quarterback run mentality. So we have good tailbacks that we can hand the ball. We got a physical offensive line that creates separation. The first run of the game, first play of the game for us, we hit a run just by separating the first and second levels, and Ray was able to find the vertical cut and get going. So those are plays that we can lean on and still be have a dynamic run game. It's just when we sense that the safeties are down and the apex players are in and involved, we got 3 1-on-1s on the perimeter. Now we need to find a way to get the ball out and to get that box stretched so that we can reignite the run game.
Anything else? Thanks, everybody.
Appreciate it. Looks like I missed the Chick-fil-A, huh?